Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to build a brand selling physical products on Amazon. So by the way, if it looks like I'm just about to go to the gym, it's because I am just about to go to the gym. But I really wanted to put out this video because I've had a lot of questions recently about whether you should build a brand, whether you should just launch a load of random products and just make cash from them. And how to actually do it if you do want to build a brand. So let's start off with why. What are the benefits of actually building a brand? Well, there's several. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch a brand that became a household name? So people actually talked about your brand so favorably. If you think of something like KitchenAid, right? If you want to buy a blender for your kitchen or a stand mixer, KitchenAid's really the number one brand for that product. And they're the luxury end. They're the kind of coveted brand for that product. And people talk about them so favorably. Wouldn't it be amazing if you actually launched a brand that people talk about in that same way? Well, this is entirely possible. By starting on Amazon and getting things stable and moving, that's the kind of impact you can have on the world. Like families can actually be buying your products and using them every day across the whole of the UK, whole of Europe, and other countries in the world as well. Wouldn't that just be amazing? Knowing that your logo is on the products that they're using. So that's one of the benefits, all right, of launching a brand. Once you have a brand, it can start to make you a ton of monthly income, more than if you just launch loads of random products. Because if someone buys one of the products from your line of products that your brand offers, if they like it, they'll probably buy another product from you and then another product from you. And you can just keep selling them products from your brand because they'll know and trust you. If you look at your bank statement, you'll probably see that most of your transactions come from a small number of companies that you buy from over and over again. This is because once you know and trust a company, you just keep giving them money. So it's rare that you'll spend money with a company that you haven't spent money with before. This is why having a brand is so powerful, because people will trust you and then they'll just keep buying stuff from you over and over again. Another great benefit of building a brand is that you can sell it in the future, right? Once you've got a really profitable business, investors will be interested in buying it from you. And the way it works is you value your company by taking the amount of profit you're making, times it by the length of time the business is likely to be able to last, and that gives you your valuation, right? This is when you see on like the Dragon's Den, my company is worth X amount. So let's say your company's making 20k profit per month. That means it's doing about £240,000 per year in profit. If the company is realistically looking like it's going to survive 5 years, 240k times 5 is 1.2 million. That's the potential valuation of your company. That means if you find an investor, you could get a cash exit of 1.2 million pounds deposited straight into your bank account. This is a very real possibility. I have friends who have done this several times selling companies. And if you have a brand that's very stable, quite recognized, it just makes it so much more appealing to an investor who would want to buy it. So these are some of the reasons you should build a brand. But before we talk about how to do it, we need to talk about what a brand actually is. So what is a brand? Well, David Ogilvy defined a brand as the intangible sum of a product's attributes. The intangible sum of a product's attributes. So let's go with a car, for example. Well, the tangible sum of the product's attributes is something that gets you from A to B. That's what it does. It has a chassis, a body, an engine, seats, interior, radio, whatever else, right? It's a vehicle that transports people. That's the tangible sum. The intangible sum is the thing that makes a car worth £300,000, right? That's the status symbol that a car will become. That's the excitement surrounding certain cars versus others. They may all do the same thing effectively, but there's something else, something intangible about a Rolls Royce that you just don't get with a Prius, right? That's where branding comes into the picture. I like to define a brand as being the personality of your company. Let's say you're running your company by yourself, it's just you. Well, it's very easy to imagine that your company will have a personality. If you think of perhaps a hot dog stand or something, somebody's running it. If you go up to that hot dog stand and you talk to the person running the hot dog stand, giving you the hot dogs, their personality really encapsulates that business, right? That's the feeling you will get when you go to the hot dog stand. It will either make you want to buy more hot dogs from this person or less, and may possibly never want to see them again. As a company grows, it's more difficult to really have this personality. Let's say if you're Gillette and you have like 120,000 people in your business or something, right? Well, it isn't just one person's personality now, so they have to actually shape the personality of their brand intentionally. So we think about things like the brand's story, the brand's values, like what does the company actually stand for and believe in, and what do they care about, right? And if you think of a lot of the big companies on the planet, certain imagery comes to mind, and this is because they have purposefully built their brand. For example, Coca-Cola, usually they're trying to make you associate the drink with feeling good. That's why they promote a lot at Christmas time, they promote a lot in the summer, they have lots of adverts of people enjoying their lives and drinking Coca-Cola. Right? That's why we associate Coca-Cola with feeling good. So the point is, your company is going to have a brand or a personality regardless of what you do. Right? If you don't put any thought into this, then customers will get certain feelings and certain imagery associated with your company. Right? So you might as well do this deliberately and have a good think about what you want customers to associate your company with. Because if you don't do this deliberately, you might end up being somebody like the soup Nazi, right? He has a very clear brand. And if you haven't watched Seinfeld before, you definitely have to watch that episode. But basically, he's a guy who's very, 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 very particular about how you order your soup. He has a strong brand image. Now, whether he did that intentionally or not, probably not. It's probably just a bit of an arsehole, right? He still has a strong brand image. So you want to create one that has a positive effect on your company. Now, to put this into perspective, it just so happens that if you compare two cars, the BMW 7 Series and the Rolls-Royce Ghost, okay, two cars. BMW 7 Series is something like $100,000 for the car. Rolls-Royce Ghost, $300,000. Okay, so it's 3 times more expensive. Both of these cars have the same chassis, right, which is the big metal bit that is basically the skeleton of the car. Other than that, there aren't too many differences. Yeah, they might have slightly different parts, but the Rolls-Royce costs 3 times the amount as the BMW. The personality of Rolls-Royce is the reason for that increase in price. All right? So that's what we want. We want to create the intangible sum of the product's attributes. Okay, so now we know why we want to build a brand, we know what a brand is. Next, we need to figure out how to actually build it. So the first thing we need to do here is start by finding products that sell. At the end of the day, the best way to build a brand and build awareness of your brand is by selling a load of your products. Think of the guy at the hot dog stand building his brand, right? He could go around talking to everybody about how amazing his hot dogs are, but people are going to be like, yeah, well, of course you're going to say that, right? You're not going to go around saying your hot dogs suck. So how does he actually build awareness? Well, the key is to sell a ton of hot dogs and just prove that his product is incredible, his customer service is incredible, by actually demonstrating it. It's exactly the same if you have an Amazon business. So you want to find products that sell a lot of them, and make your customers really, 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 really happy. That's the best way to grow your brand. So of course, it all starts with great product research. You want to find products that meet the criteria of the smash hit product radar. So I've done tons of videos on product research on this channel. I'll try and link some in the cards at the top of this video so you can go check them out. As a quick recap, 4 elements, 4 things we need for products to definitely sell on Amazon or any other platform. Number 1, they need to have high demand. In other words, there needs to be evidence that people are already buying this type of product. So what you want to do is type in a keyword into the search bar on Amazon, right? Make sure it's got maybe 3-4 keywords or more. And for that keyword, we want to see a list of search results. We want to make sure there's several sellers making at least £3,000 a month in sales. If there's several sellers making at least 3K a month, then we know that people are definitely buying this type of product. That's the first thing, high demand. Second thing is low competition, right? We want to make sure there's room for you to compete. There's room for you to sell your product, and you're not just going to get swamped by other brands and other sellers. I recommend looking for 5 or less established sellers in the niche you want to sell in. That means 5 or less sellers with more than 500 reviews. If there's too many sellers with more than 500 reviews, what it means is, yeah, you could still sell your product effectively, but the customers will probably choose one of those sellers who've got more reviews than you because their brand is more established. It's more likely the product's going to be good quality, and the customers will just trust them more. So you're going to have more of an uphill battle. Element number 3 is low hassle. We really don't want to be importing products that are too much of a hassle. No electronics, no beauty products, no food. Something simple. A spatula is going to be way easier to sell than a keyboard for a computer. Right? Too many circuits, too many moving parts, too much stuff that could go wrong. Element number 4 is gap in the market. We really want to see that there's some way we can improve on what's already available. Right? We want to do something better. We want to improve on one of the bad qualities of the other products. So our product really stands out and customers go, that's why I want to pick your product rather than any of the others. So you need to find a product that has all 4 of these qualities. If you haven't done so already, go into the description. You can grab my product research handbook, which gives you all the criteria, all the steps you need to use to find a great product. Within maybe a few hours of searching, you can start to find some products that will sell really, really well. Okay, so let's say you found a niche that looks really hot and the product's going to sell really well. The next step is to get profitable. So before you start thinking about getting a trademark, brand registry, all that stuff, you need to start thinking about making money. All right, now profit does get a bad name in the media, right? Probably for the past few decades, maybe longer. The newspapers, the news have been talking badly about profit. They'll talk about big corporations profiteering or companies' motives being for profit. And they make it sound like profit is a bad thing. Now, obviously, it can be a bad thing if it promotes greed and unethical practices. But don't forget, if you're running a company, profit is the lifeblood of your business. Without profit, your business is either pointless, as in it doesn't make money, or it makes you a loss. So you might as well just shut it down and not run the business anymore. A lot of business owners would be better off if they didn't even run their business because it's just a money sink. So you have to make it profitable before you start thinking about really growing your brand. So what that means is launch several products. Don't worry too much about your brand yet. Just get profitable so you actually have some positive cash flow, some income, some profit coming in. So you can reinvest in the company, you can pay yourself, you can pay your expenses and all that stuff and get the company moving in the right direction. Now, in this phase, as you're launching products, you should be putting the logo on the products. You should be thinking about your brand initially, but it shouldn't be your number 1 priority. Number 1 priority should be profit. So what that means is, let's say you launch a product and it does okay, it doesn't do too well. And that's in one category. Then you try another product in another category and it does really well. Well, I would build the brand around the product that does really well rather than having an idea of your brand in your head that you're passionate about and then moving towards that. Because remember, the profit's the number one thing we need for the company to be successful. So in the early stages, focus on profit and then build the brand around that. Okay, so let's say you now have a profitable business that's bringing in some income. Next, we need to protect your products and protect your brand by signing up for the brand registry on Amazon. So what this does is this registers your brand name with the Amazon database, so nobody else can sell your products, and it stops people from counterfeiting your brand and trying to rip it off and jump on your listings. This is really important, especially with the increase of Chinese sellers who do seem to do some nasty tactics to try and copy other people's products. Right? If you registered in the brand registry, it makes it easier to avoid getting ripped off. So it's a pretty simple process, but it can take a little while. The first thing you have to do is get a trademark for your brand. So by this point, you should have some profit coming in, right? And you might be selling a few different products in a few different niches, and it's a bit all over the place. Your brand probably isn't very established just yet. But as we talked about when we were talking about profit, it should be pretty easy to know which direction your brand's going to go in now, because you'll just pick your most profitable product and create a brand around that product. All right, so the idea is you want your brand to be an umbrella. What this means is you want it to have some kind of theme, right, that encapsulates all the products that you sell. So for example, you could build a brand around a demographic, you could build it around a category, you could build it around a certain type of customer. There's many umbrellas that you could actually create. For example, you could build a brand selling products for men, or you could go a bit more specific, products for teenage boys or products for middle-aged men. Now there's loads of products that could fit into that umbrella. You could build it around a category, you could build a pet brand, or maybe go more specific and it could be a dog brand. Right? And then there's loads of products that could fit into that umbrella. Or you could build a brand around a concept like comfort. Right? That could be your brand umbrella, and it could be all products that make you feel comfortable. Anything from pillows to sleeping masks to anything that makes you feel comfortable in general. Find an umbrella that fits around your most profitable product, and then just keep launching products that would fit within that umbrella. Now, when you're thinking about your brand name, it's advisable to come up with a name that has at least 2 words. You want your brand name to be Googleable, right? So 2 words is usually better than 1. Let's say you call your brand Plates, and you want to sell a load of plates, a load of crockery, cutlery, tableware, that kind of thing. If you type the word plates into Google, you're never going to find your brand. It's going to be on like page 5,000 of the search results. Before that, it's just going to be loads of pictures of plates and then information about tectonic plates and loads of other things that would be under that keyword. However, if you name your company Denya Plates, as in my surname and then plates, right? Now it's going to be easier for Google to actually find your brand, because it's not likely that other people have created web pages with the name Denya's Plates. Right, so think of 2 words that are Googleable. What you can do to test this is type them into Google and see how many search results you get. If the search results are completely unrelated to what you're going to sell, or there's not many search results, this is a very good sign, and this means that people will be able to find your brand very easily. So once you found your name, you can check it in the trademark registry just to make sure that nobody else in your industry has the same name. If you've done the Google search thing already, then it's very likely that it will be a free name to use. And then you can register your trademark. It's important not to get ripped off in this process, right? It shouldn't cost more than a couple £100 to get your name trademarked. And it can take a few months for it to clear and go through. But once you have that, you can use that trademark name to sign up for brand registry. Amazon might also ask you for some logos on the name of packages or something. You can do all this kind of thing in Photoshop, or just quickly make a package yourself by printing out a piece of paper, putting it with your product inside a see-through plastic bag and uploading it to Amazon. There's many ways you can get around this to submit your product to the brand registry, and the whole process will probably take a couple months. In the meantime, you'll still be selling your products and making profit while waiting for the brand registry stuff to actually get approved. So once you've got your profitable business, you've got your brand registry all set up. Next, we want to aim for stability within the Amazon platform. If you only have 2 or 3 products that are making profit and you have them protected by Amazon brand registry, then your business could fall apart. If one product stops selling, then that's a third of your business that will tank. So the more products you launch, the more stable your business will become. So just keep launching more products. Keep finding products that fit into your brand and that also meet the requirements on the smash hit product radar. Now you can test some products that might not be so profitable but do fit within your brand, but make sure if you're going to take any risks, you make small calculated risks. Right? So if you're not sure if a product's really going to sell very well, order a very small amount of stock first. Test it out. If it sells really well, then order more. Once somebody has a profitable business and they've done a few imports and they've started launching a few products, it's easy to get a little bit cocky and just keep testing products all over the place and taking slightly bigger risks. But really all this will do is eat into your cash flow and stop you from growing. So remember, always test small even as the business starts to grow. And if you keep doing this, sooner or later, you'll develop a business that has several product lines, is much more stable on the Amazon platform. And even if one of your products stops selling, you'll still continue to make money because you'll have other products that sell very well. Now, at the same time, as your business becomes more stable, because you're selling more products, customers may start to buy multiple products from you. They buy a product from you, they love it, they give you a good review, and then they buy another one of your products, and they love that, and they give you a good review there as well. And you'll start to build up a little bit of a reputation on the Amazon marketplace. Now, if you didn't have a brand logo or a name on your products, none of this would happen because customers wouldn't really know who they're buying from. So the more you can start to push out your brand image in various ways, the better this effect will have. So you could even include little brochures in the packages of every product you sell, just telling the customer a little bit about your brand. And just be very honest. Like if you're a very small company, let's say it's you and your partner and maybe a virtual assistant running the business, why not just tell the customers that? Like, we're not some big corporation. We run this business from my garage in my house with our kids. We get the products made in China to our specifications. This is why I wanted to build the company, because I saw XXX gap in the marketplace. We really appreciate your support, etc., etc., etc. Make it a little bit personal, a little bit friendly, and you'll realize how powerful this human connection can be to build your business, because you'll start to get word of mouth recommendations from customers to other customers. That will help you get even more sales. People will start to feel like they know you as a company, and this is a very, very powerful position to be in. So what do you do once you hit 6 figures selling on Amazon with your brand? Well, this is obviously quite a way down the road, although I managed to do this in about 11 months, 6 figures in profit on a monthly rolling basis. It might take you longer, you might do it faster, who knows? But this should be your end goal with the Amazon part of the business. When you get here and you have a 6-figure Amazon business in terms of revenue and also 6 figures profit, so at least 10K a month profit, your aim should be to start launching your products on other platforms. And this is where I'm investigating at the moment, right? So here's the thing. When you have an Amazon business, which is just Amazon, it's a very, very, very powerful business. Amazon are doing most of the work for you. So it's actually quite easy to scale it and to start your entrepreneurial journey using this platform. It's the best platform, in my opinion, to get a 6-figure business up and running. However, if you have all your products selling on Amazon, you do have a little bit of a flight risk, because there is a chance that Amazon could start to not like the way you're operating and they could close the business down. So although this is very unlikely, as you start to grow your brand and get really big, I'm talking 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, it's sensible to start not putting all your eggs in one basket and start launching products on other platforms. So this means have a 6-figure business on Amazon, then start launching products on Shopify, sell your products on eBay, maybe try and get your products into some retail stores, build your own funnel that you can sell products with, start advertising your products on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, get influencers to start promoting your products. I mean, there's endless channels you can do to sell your products and to continue to grow your brand. This means that even if your Amazon business got shut down at some point, it really wouldn't matter because your brand is so well known now, it's being sold on so many different platforms that actually it doesn't matter if your Amazon account gets compromised. Now, as a quick warning, I really wouldn't recommend doing all of this stuff at once. This is like level 10 mastery entrepreneurship, right? Don't think, oh, I want to diversify. I want multiple streams of income. So on day one, when I launch my product on Amazon, I'm also going to launch it on Facebook, on Instagram, influencers, TikTok, Shopify, eBay, because it's just so unbelievably overwhelming. In fact, launching a product on Amazon for the first time alone can be overwhelming. Wait till you've got at least 6 figures profit on Amazon before you go to this step. But I wanted to let you know because this is essentially your business plan for the future. And when an investor comes along to buy your product, to buy your business in the future, if they see that you're selling on multiple different platforms, your valuation is going to be much, much bigger because they are very clear about the risk of Amazon maybe one day shutting down your account. So if you want to watch a video with me talking to somebody who actually buys e-commerce businesses and sells them for a 10 times multiple, I actually do have an interview with a really cool guy who does that, who told me about all this stuff. I've linked it in the cards. And I hope this video has given you some ideas for how to build your brand. Now, if you want to get some help from me on this process, there's a link in the description where you can book a call with my team. And what we'll do is we'll discuss your budget, your goals. We'll talk about things you might need help with to build the business. And we'll help you develop a plan so you get really crystal clear on how to actually grow your company and get your brand moving. You could do it, you could get started and get your first sale in 30 days as long as you have your ducks in a row and you know exactly how to get started. If you haven't done so already, click the link in the description, apply for your Amazon Accelerator call, and we'll talk about how we're going to build your brand. All right, hope this video has given you some insights about the journey and how you can build your business. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, leave a comment, and thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you very soon.